Now, let's look at the Bible versus hell. If I ask you why you are a Christian, your answer will include something about Jesus saving you from hell. And I'm a badam. Denti na uye Christoni a. Uye Christoni because bronsam enyankopon save you every bronsam nsem ana bronsam jem. Hell and heaven are the very foundation of Christianity. Senya no a kamon brother. Without it, the modern church is useless, hopeless. Don't get angry. Asamna na me be say. Adentina ya mo se bronsam ne hell. Bronsam on bo hwe. Nti say God's hell. Frinde comment ka bronsam jem biom nyame jem. Na mo amu ya confused o. Suma oja suma wo nyame ja. Suma oja men free strom mesi barabu sum no. Baby me yefo na shemu so safa me wonno. Onyame janko se baby me yefo na shemu so safa me wonno. Onyame woja na bronsam woja nyame mbo hwe ada na mfre nyame ja say nyame hell na wo so bronsam ja. Leave that nigga alone no. Oh, your time with Maame Grace abusia. On a more serious note, let's make sense of this small thing. Na yembra back ninja time na ye wasting no. Seriously, sometimes it's so embarrassing. Niyama ni bi wo kwa hu pa obi sasa adan na a grown up person. Video bi obi de say na me maame nanim hyabuom na mehwehwe video na hu se mbehu a hwade maame ye na me bi sasa enti ade we pa maame oye enti ne kra ne say oka bibi enye adwuma. Mentally we are not stable because of these things ayapake ade agu adwunenim. Christians feel they are sinners who cannot be saved except by Jesus so they can avoid hell. Unya hwekura na me ntumi mfa me bone entale mitiri so na me mfa me papa ma wo. Say nyame na ama ma yesi na me ye bone de enye wo na ama me ye. It doesn't make sense to me. It's my opinion. Despite the modern church's emphasis on hell, the Bible itself gives us a different picture. The way I saw for preaching is different. The Old Testament contains 0 mentions of hell as we think of it today. So if you feel this is not so, bring your argument. Come and talk to us on the platform. Even if you don't want to sit with me, we will give you cameras for you to say, baby, hell woni nyina ewo Old Testament mu. Come and let's share it. Ni a wo behu wo Old Testament mu ni. There are references to Sheol and Gehenna. Enu na wo behu wo Old Testament. If you feel this is not so, the platform is open. Now let's look at a few scriptures to back this up. Because omo platform so. Psalm 30 verse 3. I read, "Oh Lord, you have brought up my soul from Sheol. You restored me to life from among those who go down to the pit." Now let's look at Psalm 49 verse 15 too. I read, "But God will ransom my soul from the power of Sheol, for he will receive me." Salah. Another one. Until we feel say Old Testament has spoken about hell, please, the platform is open. Upon this rock I will build my church, and the gate of hell shall not prevail over it. It's in the New Testament. So if you feel hell is in the Old Testament, please come and let's dialogue. Alright, so who name so and research. Why? Now, let's look at Psalm 88 verse 3 to 5. I read, "Sheol is the grave or abode of the dead." So what? However, these concepts differ significantly from the hell of popular church culture. Any hell, any Old Testament, I just a New Testament in our hell. But in the New Testament, hell is mentioned only 23 times. So you can make your research. You can make your research. We don't have hell in the Old Testament, but you can find Gehenna or Sheol or Honomo. But when you come to the New Testament, that is when you find hell and it is the whole Bible no 23 times and they mention hell. Some scholars believe that missionaries used the concept of hell as a tool to convert unbelievers. A method to instill fear because they believed Jesus was returning soon. When I was 3 years, Jesus was coming soon. Up till now, you can see the big boss around. Christ is coming soon. I now see what meaning so about 10 me to me put in a trampana. See, show why Maame Babrewa. Nkola ye wo mo ho fefefefe. The bedu baby no better na ma teacher me tina okura say Mrs. Samadwi. Nyata papa metwanya ama fibroid ayem yemu nyina. Ade na meyesa. Why? Theologians are so obsessed with heaven and hell that they have created a concept for babies who die before baptism. Theologians. Enya theologians ina na many omo wa asem otu nipa no na many omo wa asem but omo po many omo ni asem because they open a greater opportunity for me. Nti many omo po ni asem. Maybe they will become teachers in my school very soon. Nti theologians we no wahu ya ma abofra ye wo ne nempo obewu no because they don't want to answer questions into oma draw bibia momo. Can you imagine what religion is doing to us? That they can even program something for a child that is born today, awewu today, baby a obeko because he born esumti. Any pastor who has been to a proper theological school, he said a proper theological school, and 1 year, and 6 months, and 2 years. And yet 3 weeks. Will tell you that it is one of the most challenging questions in Christian theology. That is the fate of unbaptized babies. We Africans don't want to work around this. Because theology teaches that baptism is the only way into heaven. The question arose as to how a loving God could condemn innocent infant to hell because he ambones. Nyankopon be nie. Adenti na one person ye be bisa questions. Obibini a wadwi mu da ho. Dabi enko yie. A baby who has no sin, has not even tasted food or language, an innocent baby. A woman yem born sunti obeko hell nti say theologian e create baby e de mano. If Jesus comes today and they are say, what is the fate of innocent babies who are not baptized? Mi bisamu nkwala no mu fate we hin. Ye wo na we wo. Nkwala no mu fate we hin. To protect their theory of indoctrination inti. Some Christian thinkers developed the idea of limbo. Obia ni limbo. Obia ni wo obaka kire me say me ne ka say wa he. Oni ma dey friend say limbo. Obia ni. This is what these theologians came up with. They want to person tree condemn. Into omo akwa koduru baby akola ya wo ne nempo no ye mbo ne so omo hwehwe limbo di ama no. According to them, limbo is a place where unbaptized babies can escape eternal punishment. Inti abofra na ya wo no onye ehwe no, ono so wo baby obekọ. Theologians na create we ama no. Africa ye problems ne so. Minim ade a ye betumi di atoto ho. Na ye nya so ye adwen se betena ho saa ye nye hwe. Because ye nim ne ye be yepo ade a ye dwen ho pa ye aduane. Some of us me to be me say asem bia meka this year bia fa ebinum kan because yes am meka tan be ebinum me no so abedane me din. However, there is no biblical evidence for limbo. There is no biblical evidence. If you are a theologian, if you are a Christian apologist, and now feel say asema me king, it has biblical evidence that the platform is open. Come and let's have issue. Let's have a discussion about limbo. If it has biblical basis or evidences, theologians no na create way. E dey ma akola ya wo nende ya se wuwu ne ya baptize on kwa dey straight to limbo. They just introduced it to justify their harsh and fear-filled theories of hell because anya sa se wo kan se obi a ombo asu bia enko heaven. Inti no na so omo coming up with bibi for akola ya wo nenda awu because ono so ombo esu. That is limbo. Any biblical evidences or basis. Inti na ade aye nipa adwene na ye o use mayen ana ya ade e wo ho. Now, as we examine these theological doctrines, I invite you to reflect on a familiar Akan adage. So, uche ye nananom kasa bi. Wunim ade a na wo ye ade. Ye nananom na ye o kasa. Me nanana ta kasa asem ne kire wo se fia wo de unim ade nti wo ye ade. Me nana kwambani na o kasa a kire me. If you know the truth, you become the truth. They know this. Oh. Your ancestors. You see, for too long, our minds have been manipulated by images and stories that have little to do with the original message of the Bible. Pollution is high. Our culture has been steeped in fear, with hell used as a tool of control. Inti hell, inti onipa nim the right thing to do. Inti hell, bibia ye hell. E ho na focus no madam fu bi eyi nkrofo ye omo se omo kwa heaven ye omo kwa akoso omo kwa ensi. Nkrofo ye omo se obi en chata madam fu you Australia bra wa bresi 2 bedrooms. Ne maame aton dan ne di osofo na ti so de kom se ye be chi na tum papa. Okwa heaven. Heaven ba ako. Ade a heaven aya manfo. I believe that the true essence of divinity lies within each one of us. There's nothing anywhere than what is inside of you. We are our own gods. We possess an inner light, a higher one, a spark of the divine. This is who you are, and this is what I am preaching to you. Nothing less, nothing more. And self-awareness that can lead us to greatness. This is what Chinese people did. And Ankrofo way with zero communication. They are ruling the world now. Yetiha. From paying so, they see her. Or believe he said, God, Erade, Edio. When they watch us on the social media, they laugh. Quack, 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 quack. Power is folded under the feet of a powerless being. Where are we going? We are finished. Nothing is going to happen to our dream. She knew where Bessie. Then I make a throw. Give yourself 1 year. You will find me and give me stones and give me giftings. That Maame Grace said it. When we recognize that we are the masters of our destiny, that our inner God resides within. Then we truly awaken. That is the day that we will see the wind of liberation blowing. I enjoy it. That will be the day. And that day will come. By all means, at all costs. It's a must. This awakening liberates us from the fear-mongering of externally imposed doctrine. Until this is done, ye diagro. Imagine for a moment that you are not a helpless subject at the mercy of eternal punishment, but a powerful creator. Imagine this and see things that can happen on our land. At the moment you break these chains and you break this wall and realize this is who you are, everything will turn. A bit turning like a speed wind. Na bibia besisa. Na dabei na Africa beti asem we kakra ye wa he ase. Ni yetumi aboa ye ho, aboa ye ma. Se si obi ye tu kwan ye kwa abrotire. Enye easy so wo ho. But aha no onye bibi ndi ho de okwa anye yi a little effort na be man a little comfort. Bibia ye hard. Ewa ha. Na so ha na bibia wo say ye close African continent and these people cannot survive. E dem potin na ye yen heaven and hell. Heaven and hell oh. Nenye heaven and hell a. Anko obi betimi ada sori afiri ne dem one day. Or say me pese me ye say no wako school no wako sunya na wa ye saying. Obi a effort nka ho. E dey empower no wo. Na wa omamu ni nyina ko gina wiem fra no patu anadwo ebi mo kra omo ayam hyehye bibi egu so who is powerful? Ah, me say abayifo no mo nso mo ankasa so confusion ti mo nkada mo ho na mo so mo nkobi nkrofo ese o makobo mpae mo nkora mo nkotro mo real powers na mo nko shim power in free carpet na se me say afenyan markings is doing something. Freemason for no omo agenda bi, they don't want to talk. But some of us are watching. We are watching power closely. When some people feel they have snatch powers, now army be rise from baby. They can't army and nobody should think say you're the two of you baby. Oh. You know I'm a conscious being and I'm preaching consciousness. So when I say army, go etherically. Don't come here physically. We have nothing to do here as a conscious being. We keep screaming, we keep shouting. One day, the veil will tear. The veil, it will tear, say Kim. And everything, every error will be corrected. That day is coming. I can see, I can feel. Black nation, we are a powerful creator who shapes your reality. Reality. The scriptures tell us that we are made in God's image. Akoko ba ya akoko, odwan ba ya odwan, kraman ba ya kraman, onyame ba ya onyame. Ana mo se de. And I take that one step further. I believe that the image is not just that of a distant, unapproachable deity, but of the very essence of ourselves. This is my belief. We are meant to awaken to our inner divinity and be the architects of our own lives. Until Africa understands this, Lawu, the doctrines of hell as depicted through centuries of art and manipulated theology are not the truth. It's a lie. They are things born out of human imagination and fear. They do not belong to the original message of the Bible, no. We must not allow ourselves to be ruled by fear. It's abominable. We should stop this. Instead, we must rise in self-awareness and reclaim our powers. That's what we need as Africans. If there is anything anybody should think about, say someone vibrating will be so this is what you need. So we really fear usro nyankopon. If you forget who you are, you will fear God because you don't know who you are. Sebo anajata ya pam na fifi ono nko anam no no na hyenas chenere. Ono na bua bi etimi chenere. But sebo ono ni fie for no ni group for nam no hyenas hu na omo ko omo achi. Eden na wo ye wo ho. Usuro nyame because we lose family, we lose die, we lose kasa, we lose bibia lose ho, e lose mineral, e lose bibia, e na usuro nyame na fe de wo do ho akoto whatever so. Wo de atoso fe de edu moba ni ndua nyina so. Oh! But when you remember your true self, you no longer fear. Se wo kai wo ho na hu a na ehu na firi wo mu. Na no na obetumi agina wo master ni obi animu na nti wo se menhwemani ase fie ho aye se kanye asofo no bro mia wo de ba ya na se dey abedu spiritual people so lawu who were today you are behind o share bi e ndru ha menua ya hawa ye woni ya mane ya ye wo yina na machire hell any basis. It's just a system. And ye de hunu na yenya besim de. Uma yenye ye nkwaje ho adwuma. Ye liberate ye hu, ye liberate ye continent, ye liberate ye, but this is what we need. This is the job. This is the agenda. This is the plan. This is where we should vibrate towards to create a hole for the children to pass through for liberation of Africa. It's a must. And Africa will be great again. Mina mekai. Shalom. Peace.